Okay, so this is the Workbnb CEO, and I'm getting on here one more time because I just got off the phone with a friend who is a climate scientist, and they are really freaking out about how strong this storm is gaining speed. And the storm I'm talking about is Hurricane Milton, over the Gulf Coast. It has jumped a category every 10 to 12 hours. And even though it's headed for to brush against the Yucatan Peninsula, that is extremely warm weather in that area. So there is the potential that as of right now, it will jump from 180 mile per hour winds, which is Cat 5, to 190, 192 in the matter of a few hours from now. Maybe less than 5 hours from now. And if that happens and it approaches 192, that is the beginning of the conversation for Cat 6. Now, this conversation has been going on for a long time. And again, this is an argument in climate science right now is when should we introduce a new category? Is that possible this year? Is that possible? I think it is possible because, again, when you look at the weather for the Yucatan Peninsula, it is extremely warm. And they have been seeing an increase in temperature. So, again, the Yucatan Peninsula, it's kind of like, not only is it just like jetted out there in the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico is what I've been trying to say. Not only is it jetted out in the Gulf of Mexico, but it's not actually going to be in the direct path of the storm. It's going to brush over the top. So that means that there's potentially more wind speed that's going to hit, and a Cat 6 should be in the conversation. It should be brought into our lexicon because the type of damage that a Cat 6 would bring to the west coast of Florida would be absolutely insane. Now, again, other storms have actually done this before. We have seen other storms reach these kind of devastating wind speeds before, and NPR did a whole series on this. Now, the thing is, again, this is an unusually crazy hurricane season. There are 50,000 journeyman linemen that have been dealing with Helene for the last 12 days. People without power, many without water, like North Carolina, Appalachia. But again, the crazy part is hurricanes do tend to do like a little shimmy, like a little turn. So even if it tears into Florida and it starts to go up north, which it possibly could, that means it would bring a lot of wind and rain to North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, which y'all already got your ass whooped. So the thing is, don't sleep on these storms. It's starting to look pretty crazy. Again, I'm reaching into my LinkedIn network because I'm a Techstars founder, and I know how to talk to climate scientists, and I know how to ask questions. And, again, everybody's looking at the data, everybody's looking at the weather models, but again, there are other factors that climate scientists know how to do, which is to look at water temperature and other things that it simply is just not being talked about enough. But I'm telling you, as a tech founder, I'm nervous about this one. This one is going to do some big damage. Now again, the early predictions is that it's going to hit Tampa, but I'm telling you, the way that it's projected and how people are talking about how it's going to curve up towards Jacksonville, that means it would actually pass through Disney. It would pass through these other areas. And I've got a lot of friends out in Orlando, that particular area. Listen, don't sleep on this one. Cat 5, maybe Cat 6, don't sleep.